Hello and welcome to your mobility yoga practice for today. For today's practice, we'll be possibly needing a block or something like a big book or a pillow or some kind of soft thing that you could kneel on, so a folded up blanket or something like that. So mobility yoga is the practice. Let's get started. Get onto your mat and find a comfortable seat. As you come to a seat, I like to sit up on my bolster, but sit in a way that's comfortable for you. You could even be in a chair if that's preferable. Begin by settling in, taking a nice big inhale. Pause, take another big inhale, and then a very long and slow exhale as you close your eyes. Sink into an awareness of your body and of your breath, dissipating the mental activity and just simply being present with awareness of being here on your mat, in your body, in your breath, this breath right here. Allow it to be nice and soft. Allow your face to relax, your shoulders to relax. And sense inwardly, how are you doing today? How are you feeling? What's arising mentally, physically, emotionally? Just noticing what you're working with today and establishing an intention, a purpose, a focus for your practice based on how things are. What would serve you best over these next 40 minutes or so? Allow yourself to practice in a way that best nourishes and supports you. From that place, take another big inhale. And a long exhale, sigh. And welcome once again to your mobility yoga practice. As you open up your eyes, you can sweep your arms up overhead. Just take some kind of funky stretch, wake yourself up a bit, moving around in a very intuitive way, this way and that. And then from that place, whenever it feels right, we'll come on to our hands and knees on the mat. And as we come on to your hands and knees, just stabilize into your hands, so fingers spread nice and wide, tops of your feet nicely tugging on the mat. And we'll start with a very gentle but deliberate spinal mobilization. So begin with a nice long spine, a little bit of a tucking of your tailbone, and a firming up through the abdomen. From that place, start to unfurl your tailbone, lifting your glutes, drop your belly, send your heart forwards, and then look forward. So this is cow belly. And then as you exhale, tuck your tailbone, draw your belly in, round your back, and then tuck your chin. So we're trying to move from the base of the spine in both directions. So as you inhale, unfurl your tail, extend through your abdomen, your heart, and gaze up. And then exhale, round through the tail, quite firm through your feet here as well, round through the back, tuck your chin. One more time each way, inhale to slowly unfurl your spine like a snake. And exhale to draw your tailbone down, belly in, around your spine. And from that place, come to a neutral position. Find that sense of support. And again, if you got some issues with your knee, place maybe the pillow or blanket underneath your knees, your left knee to start. And here, bring your right knee off the ground and keep your right leg bent the whole time here. Bring your right knee towards your left wrist, then bring it out to the side up as high as you can, and then roll that knee around so that your knee is lifted way up behind you, and then bring it back down and through towards your left wrist. So it's a kind of a hip circle, external rotation, extension, and across the body, adduction. So around a big circle with the hips a few times, trying to stay stable through your core, waking up the hips, and then go exactly the other way, trying to find these big circles through the right hip, trying to touch into all corners of the hip. One more time there, and then bring that knee down and stabilize on the other side. So right knee's rooting down. I'll just show you. So you could take the pillow, if you like, place it underneath your right knee for a bit of stability. Left knee comes across the body, left leg stays bent, and out to the side, nice and high, and then wrap that knee around, up nice and high, and across. So rotating the hip, nice big circles, 3 or 4 times, 5 times, I don't know, something like that. One way, and then the other way. Nice. Waking up those hips. And then pause. And from here, take your feet a little bit wider, your knees even wider. Walk your hands back. And from here, with your toes tucked, try to come into a squat. Feet probably fairly wide, sink down. So sinking into a bit of a squat. I'll show you from the front here. And the squat. Fingers in front of you. Slowly lift your bum up, keeping your legs as they are, straightening them a little bit. Probably feel that in the backs of the legs. Bring your bum down. Bring your bum up, straightening your legs. Hands stay down. Bum down. And one more time. Bum up. And bum down. Nice. Bring your hands up towards your heart here. Get nice and tall through your spine. And then with a fair amount of effort through the gluteal muscles, stand up, stand up, stand up. Send your hands up to the ceiling and exhale, bring your hands down to the sides of your body. Bring your feet together nicely, nice and comfortable. Go side to side a little bit just to dissipate any kind of agitation that might be arising. Just softening things up. It's just yoga. We're not going for a big marathon here. So let's stay nice and relaxed. A few movements for your feet and your ankles. Get your heels to touch, but your toes turned out. Really feel your big toe mounds pressing into the mat here. So as you inhale, bring your hands up. As you exhale, bring your hands down, but interlace your fingers and press your palms down towards the floor. Now from here, keep your heels squeezed together, your weight slightly forwards into their big toes, and then as you inhale, send your hands forwards and come up on those big toes, heels together, stretch up. Maybe you wobble a little bit. I certainly do. And then exhale, hands down, heels back down. We'll do that 2 more times. We rise up on the second pass. So inhale, hands up, feet stay down. Exhale, hands come down, fingers interlace, palms pressed down, chest proud. And now, inhale, weight comes forward, squeeze those heels together, press into your big toe mounds, stretch up nice and tall, calf muscles complaining. Exhale, hands come down, heels come down. One more pass at that. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands come down, fingers interlace, palms pressed down. Inhale, up we go. We stretch up, press those ankles forward, stretch up nice and tall. And exhale, hands down and heels come down. Trying to mobilize all the joints of our body. Bring your feet together, heels touch, toes touch. If that's not really comfortable for you, feet can be a little bit separated. Movements of your spine come next. Inhale, hands up. Interlace your fingers, point your index fingers. Squeeze your biceps towards your ears, reach up, and then side bend over to the right. And we'll just go a couple times and then inquire further. Inhale, up. Exhale, left. Hips go a little right. Inhale, up. Exhale, right. You're pulling with the right hand. Inhale, up. Exhale, left. Pull with the left hand. And now we'll play a bit. Inhale, up. Exhale over to the right. And try to find a real strong sense of extension from or through the left side of your ribs here. And indeed, as you squeeze your feet together and lift out of your pelvis, try to lift your left rib cage more up. So really extending strongly. Left rib cage more up. And arms squeeze towards your head. Not so easy. Try to breathe. And inhale, come up. Exhale to settle. Don't panic. Inhale, reach up. And exhale over to the left. And again, here we're trying to create a lovely extension through the right side of the body. So squeeze your heels together. Lift up out of the right hip. Send your right rib cage up a bit more. Pull a bit more with your hands. Really create that sense of extension through the right side of the body. And then inhale, come up, and exhale. Bring your hands down. Shoulders might be a little bit complaining. Roll your shoulders back and around a few times. This is a movement for your shoulder blades, actually. It's the scapulae. And then go the other direction, up and around a few times, just massaging that out. From this place, just bring your hands to your heart. I'll face this way. Take a big inhale, and then as you exhale, turn to the right. Send your palms out, palms face up. Inhale to center. Exhale, do that to the left. Open through the heart. Inhale, center, and exhale to the right. And we'll just pause right here. So we're trying to twist your spine now. So really reaching through the chest, thumbs rolling open. And notice that your right hip, I know mine is dragging back. Try to bring your right hip forwards while keeping your right hand back. This will accentuate the twist, in particular my upper back now, but trying to find simply a twist of the spine rather than compensating through the hip. Stretch open through the chest, and then inhale, center, and exhale the other way, opening through the heart, really finding that twist to the left. Notice the left hip wants to drag back. Let's isolate your spine. Left hip more forwards, left hand more back. Really getting into that spine twist. Yum. And then bring it back to center. Again, let's go side to side, dissipating any kind of tension that might be arising in our scapula or upper back there. Nice. And then for the forwards and backwards motion of your spine, we already did a little bit with the cat-cow exercise, but we'll do a little bit more. Hands behind your head, and then as you inhale, simply lift your heart up, squeeze your legs together, and then as you exhale, roll your chin down, elbows forwards, but keep your pelvis, your hips square. So just the upper back. Inhale, open through your chest, look up. Exhale, roll forwards. Lots of resistance between your head and your hands. One more time. Inhale, open. And exhale to close. Good. That's the movements of your spine. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. We'll separate your feet now. So inner edges of your feet roughly parallel. Kind of depends on how your hips are structured, but a comfortable stance for your feet. And then as you inhale, it's like you're waving a blanket over the ocean. Swing your hands forwards kind of loosely as you sit down. And then exhale, rise back up. So this is a bit more qigong in its flavor. Inhale, bum down, hands up. Flinging a blanket over the ocean. Exhale, rise up. And again, here we're just massaging the muscles of your lower body, your legs, your glutes, calves, rising and falling a few times, getting things moving in the lower extremities. Nice. And from here, inhale, bring your hands forwards and then pause. And we'll fold your arms in. Hold on to your forearms as you stick your bum out, lift your chest up, and try isometrically. So tug your elbows apart. So you're pulling on those elbows, but the hands are stopping that from happening. Getting a nice engagement through your shoulders, your upper back, upper chest. Try not to grit your teeth. Your face is nicely relaxed, hopefully. And then inhale, stand up, and exhale, hands down. Feel the burn in your legs. That's all good. From here, from the top of your mat, roughly, bring your hands up and dive all the way forwards. Inhale to lengthen away from yourself. And as you exhale, we'll take your right leg back a long step, right toes tucked, and drop your right knee down to the ground. Now again, you could use that little pillow underneath your knee if you got funky knee issues there. Keep your right hand on the floor. I like to be on my fingertips, but maybe your wrist is flat. Either way works. Or if you can't actually get your hand to the floor, you could use a block and place your hand on the block somehow. From here, left hand touches your right hand, and as you inhale, draw your left hand across your shoulder, across your upper chest, all the way up to the ceiling as you look up. And exhale, unwind that hand back down. So left hand touches right hand. Inhale, draw your arm up, across your chest, all the way up. And exhale down. And one more time. Inhaling, opening. And as you exhale, bring your left hand onto your left knee. And then invite the right hand to come up as well. And feel this sense now of your hips squaring up. Right, the left hip back, right hip slightly forwards. Notice there's a bit more pressure into that right knee. So make sure you're nice and stable. Bring your hands up overhead. And here we'll hold on to your right wrist. I'll show you from the other side, so it's a bit more obvious. Hold on to your right wrist with your left hand. Reach up and then side bend over to the left, creating this lovely extension now through the outer right hip. And sustain that. So your hip is pushing a little bit to the right. Your right rib cage is lifting up a bit. Again, just like we did the side bends in the standing pose. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. And walk your hands back. Let your left toes lift and your left leg straighten. And this feels like you're trying to drag that left heel back towards you. Really engaging the muscles above your knee, behind your knee, getting a good sense of strength and engagement through your legs there. This is called the half monkey pose, or in Sanskrit, Ardha Hanumanasana. Draw your toes more strongly back towards you, really engage your calf muscles. And then slowly walk forwards and step forwards to a half lift. Exhale to fold. And now testing your intra-abdominal pressure. Inhale halfway up. And then as you exhale, ragdoll up. And then inhale, fill up. Don't pass out. Exhale, wash your hands down. We'll do that same little sequence on the other side. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, dive all the way forwards. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, left leg back, long step, left toes tucked, left knee down to the mat. Left hand on the ground or on a block somewhere, something comfortable for you, something accessible for you. So all bodies are different, so make it work for you. Take your right hand onto your left hand, roughly, and as you inhale, draw your right hand up your arm, open the shoulders, look up, stretch up, and as you exhale, swoop that right hand back down by the left hand. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, swoop up and across, reach up, exhale down and across. 1 more. Inhale up, and exhale, right hand comes on to your right knee, left hand joins it, stabilize, right hip back, left hip slightly forwards. From here, hope you're having fun. I am. Inhale your hands up overhead. Hold on to your left wrist with your right hand. Reach up. And side bend over to the right. Your hips go a little left. Your left rib cage lifts up. We're getting that lovely extension now through the outer left hip. And meeting the extension with muscular activation. So it's not just how far you go, it's also about how nicely structured you are muscularly in the shape you've created. Good. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands down. Walk your hands back. Right toes lift. Drag your heel back towards you. Drag your toes back towards you. Calf muscles, thighs, all working, hamstrings working. You got a good sense of active stretching. So use the musculature as you meet this shape. Good. Good job. Step forwards, half lift, fold. Hands to your hips, inhale halfway up. Exhale, ragdoll up. Inhale, fill up. And exhale, wash your hands down. Let's take one more cleansing breath. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands come down. Nicely done. Hands on your hips. Dancing eagle, this is called. It's a little bit different than traditional eagle, but feet together to start. Now wrap your right knee behind your left calf as you sit down. So your right toes are tucked, right heel lifted. It's a bit of a squeeze of the knees. Inhale to stand up, wobble. Exhale to wrap your left knee behind your right calf as you bend your knees. And you're up on the toes of the left foot. Inhale to stand. Exhale to wrap. Sit down nice and low. Squeeze those thighs. Inhale up. Exhale, wrap and sit down. Again. Inhale up. Exhale, wrap and sit down. Good. Inhale up and exhale, wrap and sit down. Let's add in your arms now. Inhale up, this time hands overhead. And as you exhale, right leg behind and right arm underneath. No, actually right arm over top. My mistake. And bringing your hands either to your shoulders or into prayer. So a variation on eagle. Inhale to release. As you exhale, left leg behind, left arm on top. Really compress your arms and your hips. Inhale up. Exhale, right arm on top. Inhale up. Exhale, left arm on top. Inhale up. One more each way. Inhale, exhale, right arm on top. Inhale up. Exhale, left arm on top. Look, you did it. Excellent. Inhale up. Exhale, wash your hands down. Notice your heart rate probably picked up a bit. Let's slow it down. Inhale. Exhale, settle. Nice, nicely done. From that place, hands on your hips, feet together, bend your knees a bit, jump your feet apart. And from here, with your feet probably off the mat, turn your toes out and your heels in, bend your knees, sink down, and then place your hands on the tops of your knees. Keeping your arm straight, take a big inhale, and as you exhale, bring your right shoulder towards your left knee. A bit of a twist for your spine. Inhale, come up. Exhale, left shoulder towards right knee. 2 more times each side. Inhaling up. Exhale, right shoulder drops. Inhale up. Exhale, left shoulder drops. Unwinding our spine. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good work. Inhale back. Then exhale to stand up, hands to your hips. Take a breath or two there. Normalizing intra-abdominal pressure, so a nice sense of toning through the core here. And now moving energy in 6 directions, and then we'll get down to the mat. Maybe. Bend your knees, palms face down in front of you. As you inhale, pull your hands up slowly. As you exhale, push your hands away from you. As you inhale, pull your hands in. As you exhale, push your hands apart, strong through your legs. Inhale, bring it in. And as you exhale, push down and straighten your legs. 2 more times. Inhale, sitting down with control, hands come up. Exhale, push away, feel your abdomen toning. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale, expand. Your heels feel like they're moving forwards. Inhale. Exhale, down and straighten. 1 more time. Inhaling, down we go. Exhale, pushing. Inhale, drawing. Exhale, expanding. Make space for yourself today. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale, push down, straighten. Nice. Hands on your hips. Square up the inner edges of your feet. Bend your knees. Jump back on your mat and go side to side yet again. Getting a bit of breeze in the room. Probably welcome by now. I know I'm getting warm. Nice. And we really haven't done much balancing. So one simple balance to kind of ground ourselves before we get to the floor. Tree pose, one of my favorites. I like to start with my heels together. Turn the right foot out. What that does is it externally rotates your right hip. And then you place your foot on your ankle, your calf, your upper thigh. You could even use a block if you wanted to, something like that. Find a spot for your foot to press against your leg, whatever you're doing. And then keep that left hip nicely strong and in place. Bring your hands to your heart. Balance. Smile. And then inhale, hands come up. And their shoulders get nice and wide so that your shoulders can nestle into their shoulder sockets. And we're wobbling a little bit. The idea isn't to be perfect, but rather to be curious about the wobbles themselves, to try and find new ways of being in this somewhat unsteady place. Lovely. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale your knee forwards. Exhale your foot down. Move your block out the way. Other side, left foot turns out. Left foot gets placed somewhere appropriate for you on your inner leg line. Press foot to leg, leg to foot. Keep your hip in place. Draw your hands up and wide and integrated. And again, get a little bit curious about the wobbles. Maybe change your gaze. So if you lift your gaze, it gets a little bit more challenging. Or if you close your eyes, like me, you'd fall down. Boom! So allow yourself to be curious and playful. That's all I can say. And then from there, hands to heart, knee forwards, and foot back down. Now, from here, let's simply step to the back of your mat. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, fold all the way forwards. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, take your feet a little bit wider, toes out, heels in, sink down into the dreaded squat again. Sinking down in between your knees, elbows wedged in. Just taking a breath or two here. You might be up on your toes. Your heels might not be down. You might be up a lot higher. Those are all fine. You're working with what you have. And then from here, bring your hands behind you. Settle your bum down to the mat. Extend your legs out front. Give them a little bit of a shake. And from that place, we'll lean back and bring your feet just slightly wider than hip width apart. as you lean back. Now start to drop your right knee internally, left knee externally, and go back and forwards a few times, trying to get your knees right to the ground. It might have to compensate through your hips, but that's okay in this case. Up and over we go a few times, side to side. Just dissipating any tension in the hips. And then as we come over to the right, try to keep both knees down, sit more upright and turn towards that right leg. So it's a 90-90 shape. And keep turning so you're more or less pointed over the upper thigh of your right leg. Walk your hands forwards and offer a little bit of compression of that right hip. Now you could stay right here, or you could come down onto your elbows, or maybe you have a block and you rest your forehead on the block. It could be something like that. But let's just take a little bit of a repose here. And this is called deer pose is what it's called. So finding that compression. And softening as best you can now. Less effort, more relaxation. Relax your face, relax your shoulders. And then slowly rise back up. And over we go to the other side. Just flip your knees across. So 90-90 with the legs. Turn your torso towards the left thigh. Right hip is rolling down and in as best you can. And then walk your hands forwards. Compress that left leg. And place your arms, your hands, wherever is comfortable for you. Taking a few breaths there as you release, using the exhales to soften. So notice that when you exhale, the musculature can relax a bit more. Meeting tension with calmness, with kindness. Just letting it move and shift of its own. Nicely done. And then let's slowly come on back up, back to the starting position, and bring your feet, bottoms of your feet together, knees nice and wide. Hold on to your shins or your feet, and just take those knees up and down a few times while keeping the bottoms of the feet together. A little bit of butterflying to the inner thighs, and then let the knees drop down and try to drive your knees towards the floor while keeping your feet together. So a bit more active version of cobbler pose or butterfly pose. Lift your heart up, keep driving your knees down. Draw your heart forwards a little bit. Be cautious of your knees here, not going into any difficult sensations. And then sustain that. Drop your chin down, look down. Breathe calmly. Yum. And then slowly come up. Hold your outer knees. Draw your knees in. Give yourself a bit of a squeeze. And then from that place, as slowly as you can, lie down on your back, drawing your knees with you. I went fairly quickly. Head down. Keep drawing your knees towards you. Offer a nice sense of compression into the hips. And then take your the heads of your knees in each hand and draw circles with your knees, hip circling one way and then the other way. All right, place your feet back down on the mat and bring your arms up overhead. I like to frame my head with my forearms, but just somewhere comfortable where you can relax your entire arms overhead. Feet walk in a little bit, tuck your tailbone. So tuck in the tailbone, this will imprint your lumbar spine on the mat. And then pressing with your feet, start lifting your bum, your mid-spine, your upper spine. And then press with your feet so you feel that right through the shoulders. And then unwind, let your upper spine come down, mid-spine, lumbar spine, and unfurl your tailbone at the end. Do that a few times. Inhale, rising up, undulating the spinal column, spinal segmentation it's called, and back down. Yeah, one more time. Start with the initial tail tuck and then slowly rise up. And then slowly place each segment of your spine down on the mat. And then flip-flop your legs side to side again a few times. Bring your knees together. Hands can come back down beside the sides of your body. Shift your hips a little bit to the left. Drop your knees to the right. And then extend your left hand, palm face up as you look to the left. Spine twist at the end of the practice. Feeling a sense of calmness. We're just trying to meet any residual tensions in our body with a bit of release, a bit of softness. Oh yeah, feels sweet. Relax your face, your jaw, your forehead, your eyes. And then slowly unwind back onto your back. Neutralize your spine, your hands, your shoulders. And then shift your hips a little bit to the right. Knees go left, boom, down to the ground. Right arm extends, gaze goes to the right. And again, soften in, yield in. Meet any tension or resistance or dullness with a bit of kindness as you attempt to embody this entire form of yours. Embody, embrace, accept, allow. This is the starting point for all of us. Accepting what is and moving from there. Nice, easy breathing. And then unwind. Nervous system reset comes next. Both arms, both legs up to the ceiling. And very deliberate and slow twirling of your wrists and your ankles. Around and around. And then the other direction. And then spreading your fingers and toes, and then squeezing fingers and toes. Spread, squeeze, spread, squeeze. Maybe spread, squeeze, and twirl at the same time, if that's possible. And then let's just shake, shaking wrists and ankles and legs and arms, helping to dissipate the fluids of the body back towards the heart. Lymphatic drainage. And then bring your hands down, legs down. Take a nice big inhale. And a long sigh. Close your eyes. And we are in Savasana. This is a very integral part of your practice. This is where we allow our bodies to receive the benefits of what we've just done. So we need to stay quiet and let that parasympathetic response kick in. And let our minds also settle, minds and hearts settle. And the way to do that is to perhaps focus on the tip of your nose, feeling the coolness of your inhale and the warmth of your exhale. And keeping your attention right there, just allowing yourself to be fully present with that sensation for a few minutes. Long, slow, easy, rhythmic breathing. Dissipating any obvious tension as you're exhaling, simply breathing. And then as we come closer to the conclusion of your practice, bring to mind a loved one, person, a pet, a loved one, and center them right at your heart, the center of your chest, feeling them there, feeling them rise and fall on your breath, and devoting and dedicating your practice to that loved one. One of the key reasons we practice yoga and other forms like this is to connect more deeply with our authentic selves. And the more authentic we can be, the more present and loving we can be for those in our lives and beyond. So dedicating your practice to that person, knowing that by better connecting with yourself, you can better connect with them. Take a nice big inhale and a long sigh. And thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your practice with each other and spending some time here with me. So good to have you here. Namaste. Have a beautiful day. Thank you so much, Blake. Really appreciate that. So that was mobility, yoga, qigong fused together with an intention of grounding ourselves, moving through all the joints of our body, strengthening ourselves. And as I said, supported by your gracious donations. Lady Tammy, yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. It's so nice to have so many people here. Smile and shine always. Exactly. Every day is a gift, right? It's a very curious thing. So yes, I offer classes on this platform weekly. Thank you, Lady Tammy. Weekly at the same time on Tuesdays. I apologize for last week, where I attempted to start the broadcast up, and there were technical issues, not at my end, it was at the other end. It took me 8 hours to figure out, or to get the techie guys to fix the problem. So, but anyhow, we're here now. It's lovely. I've recorded this practice. If you enjoyed it, you can find me on another channel where these are available for free on repeat. And if there's anything that you'd like to practice, I'm open to suggestions for the weeks to come. I believe I was right side up this time. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it, Savarna? Yeah, that technical issue was like 3 weeks ago now, I think. Technology, I'm telling you, driving me batty sometimes. Yeah. Takes, believe it or not, it takes like about maybe 45 minutes. I was going to say an hour, but about 45 minutes for me to get all set up for these broadcasts. There's lighting and microphones and moving furniture. Jess, I'm glad you loved it. That's perfect. It looks like we got a bit of sun here. Jess lives in Victoria here. So I'm seeing sun coming through my windows, which is a good thing. What else do I want to say? I don't know. Happy to accept any questions or comments. And as I said, happy to accept any donations that you might be offering. They do help. Tests. Yes, I do. Right now I'm teaching at Yoga Lab. I was teaching at One Yoga for quite a long time and other studios, but mostly, and I also teach with Do Yoga With Me in town here, which is more of an online platform. So yeah, that's where I am, Victoria. It's nice to see so many people online today. It was 64 meditators. That's lovely, really lovely. So, my friends, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well within your body, your mind, your heart. May you meet each moment of your life with acceptance. And whatever's arising for you today, may you be peaceful and at ease. All right. Take care, everyone. Big love to you all. Have a great week ahead. Namaste.